See all it takes to set a wave in motion is a single word in action, a hope that we can be the change that we've been longing to see. For our home, our land, our family, it's all within our reach. See this island, every grain of sand. Hear this anthem, it's the voices of our friends. Come whatever, on the road ahead. We did it before, and we'll do it again.
When the moments turn to hours and the day's last light is gone, look around us always and remember there were times we were uncertain, but we just kept walking on. It's always darkest just before the dawn. See this island, I know we're gonna be alright.
See this island, every grain of sand. Hear this anthem, it's the voices of our friends. Come whatever, on the road ahead. We did it before, and we'll do it again.
See this island, every grain of sand. Hear this anthem,
it's the voices of our friends.
come whatever, on the road ahead.
We did it before, and we'll do it again.
Hey, good morning everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Pilates itself. So I hope you're going to get started. We need a mat that's quite thick so that you can actually start to support your spine without feeling the, when you roll on the very thin mat, sometimes it actually steps into your spine. So just make sure that you have a pretty dense mat. If you need any external resources, you would see that I have 2 blocks and a chair. This is a high chair, so if you're using the normal chair at the dining table, you can always turn it around so that the back faces towards you. Okay? So we're going to get started without any props for now. Just have your feet descending underneath your hip bones here, your pelvic bones, okay? Hands gently by the side of your hips, then just allow the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Sometimes unknowingly, we actually keep a lot of tension in the back of the neck, in the shoulders, and also in the back of your throat. So if you'd like to join me, the inhale is through the nose, but when you exhale, it is through the mouth. So the idea of allowing the air to move through the back of your throat, just gently easing any tension there, might be a really good thing for you to be mindful about. Okay, now starting to engage the core, almost like you have side zippers and you're zipping up the side seams. Just breathing in through your nose, the exhale is out through your mouth. Then start to notice, when you breathe in and out, does your belly bloat forward and back? Can you keep the belly hugging in so that when you inhale, the air actually moves the side of your chest outwards laterally? then it comes back in. So you start to feel almost like you're wearing a very thick belt or a thick girdle around your waistline, okay? You want to keep that kind of attention so that you know that you're kind of engaging your core. That's the best I can actually explain it. It's actually a little bit more intricate, but let's not get into too much details, alright? So feet underneath your pelvic bone, shoulders down, just breathing, just sensing. Then as you inhale next, both arms all the way up energetically. Then as you exhale, bring it down by the side. Keep going like this, alright? So the inhale allows you to feel almost as if that you're pulling very dense air up, almost like you're in mud, and you're trying to lift very dense mud upwards. That's it. Then as you exhale, pressing your palms down. So if that's not a good analogy for you, maybe you can just imagine that you're holding on to weights and you're lifting up really heavy weights. So your muscles are engaged. Then as you exhale, hands down. Now, have your hands by the side of your hips. Take another breath in through your nose. Then as you exhale, chin towards your chest, slowly, simple roll down. So allowing your knees to soften, allowing yourself to just fall towards the ground. Then as you inhale next, starting to rise up bone by bone. So I've been through this Pilates roll down quite a few times. I'm going to turn side on, you don't have to. Imagine there's a wall behind you. Then as you exhale, you're going to start to peel that spine off the wall. So just articulating the spine, just allow yourself to lengthen the back of the neck. Just slowly pointing crown of the head down towards the earth, then slowly rising up. Is there a need to touch the ground? No, there is no need to, okay? In fact, if you feel like you don't want to go too low, you can come down with your head just maybe at your hips height, then you're going to rise up. So I'm going pretty low with my fingers almost touching the ground, but you don't have to. You can stop halfway in between, then slowly roll up. So the main thing to be mindful of is not about how low you bow forward, but how you start to articulate the spine, just floating that, well, not floating, but peeling that spine off an imaginary wall behind you. That's it. Now this is your last one, coming straight up. As you're standing up nice and tall, take another inhale, sweep the arms backwards slightly. Then as you exhale, press down right in front of you. That's it. So side profile, sweep arms back behind your shoulders. Then exhale, pressing down. There's a tendency when you sweep your arms back that you start to bloat your ribs like that. Okay, instead of that, hug the ribs in. All you want to do is to move the arm backwards. Still zipping your side seams nice and tight. One more here, inhale, arms backwards. Then as you exhale, pressing arms down. Can we change direction? Shall we go forward? So inhale here. Then as you exhale, see whether you can actually sweep your arms back without your elbows bending. But if you need to bend your elbows, please go ahead. So it might look something like this. Cactusing your arms if you need to. Then hands down, sweeping forward again. And that's completely okay, alright? But if you want to try straight arms, you're more than welcome to without bloating your ribs. So creating a little bit of, I would say, heat through the shoulder joints. Because we've got a little bit of a twist and side bend today. One more time here. Inhale. Exhale. Hands coming down by the side of your hips. Great work. Now take your feet just slightly wider than the hips. Toes pointing 45 degrees. Hands forward. You're going to start to slide your back down an imaginary wall. Then slowly rising up. Side profile, okay? So quite often when I do actually teach a Pilates class, I'm quite mindful of the way that we sink down, because if you're feeling quite tight or if you're used to doing a wrong squat, then you might always be doing that. So what I mean is this, try not to bow forward through the hips just like this, okay? I know it makes you feel as if you're going low, but you're not actually using the muscles in your thighs, all right? So not this, but rather, as you come down, you want to bend your knees, sliding your spine down an imaginary wall behind you. Now be very mindful that your knees are not coming forward. So it looks like that if you're having your knees coming forward. Does that make sense? All right. So don't push the hips forward. It's not about the knees shifting forward. It's just about allowing that spine to slide down. Great work. Now if you find that squats actually hurts you, you're welcome to skip the squat section and just focus on leaning against a solid wall. And then you just come down to a half squat. So imagine if that my backdrop is a wall that's very solid. I'm just going to lean there and I'm just going to bend my knees and stay there. Okay, and it's good enough. but I'm not going to lean because I don't think it's a solid wall. That's it. Keep going, breathe. It would be odd, right, if I lean on that wall and I fell back. Keep going, nice and easy. Starting to create a little bit more heat through your legs. So your legs, they have the biggest muscle group. Just inhale and exhale. It doesn't matter where you inhale or exhale. So I do teach yoga as well, and they're very specific about where the inhale and exhale is. So in the instance of Pilates, there is no wrong breathing, meaning even when you exhale or inhale on the way down, it's completely fine. The only wrong breathing is when you hold your breath, and that's a clear sign that you might be moving a little bit too much, more than your body can actually handle. Okay, a little bit is fine, but not consistently. Now, the next time you sink down, we're going to stay and hold. So friends who are leaning your back against the wall, just stay where you are. You shouldn't be moving. You're just bending your knees, pushing your back into an imaginary wall or the solid wall, if you're on a solid wall, okay? Hold it there, just breathe. Now this time, cactus your arms. That's it. Now your chest is going to face towards your right, so we're doing a twist. Your hips are not turning, so don't drop the knee down. You're just turning through your chest and upper body. Come back towards the middle, then towards your left. That's it. So starting to spiral your heart towards the right. Now, be very mindful that the opposite knee doesn't collapse forward. So imagine you're facing your chest to your right. Is your left knee collapsing with you? Try not to allow it to collapse, all right? Then come back towards the center, just allowing a little bit of rotation through your spine. That's it. Good. One more time to your left. Come back towards the middle. Hold it there, then slowly rise up. Heel toe your way in. Feet underneath your pelvic bones. Then sweep your hands forward. Deepen the squat. Slowly rise up. Now, how deep should you go? Only as deep as your legs can take you without causing any sharp pains in those kneecaps. Now, a lot of times we kind of ignore pain in our body. But you shouldn't. It's actually an alarm bell for you to actually stop what you're doing, especially when it's a sharp pain. So if you're experiencing muscular, dull, achy sensations, I would say keep going, because that's where the lactic acid is coming in to those muscles. So that's why you feel that burn. That's it. Nice. Inhale and exhale. Great work. Now you got 2 more here, okay? That's it. I'm going to turn side on. You don't have to. It's just so I can give you a more specific cue. Now, as you sink down, you're going to lower down. You're going to stay here. If you have a tendency to arc the lower back like this, all right, and express the chest forward like this, can I please invite you? Tailbone, you want to tuck it in, but your ribs comes inwards. Did you see that? So from here, you're coming into this posture instead. So you're starting to flatten the lower spine just slightly more, shoulders melting away from your ears, looking forward, your knees perhaps above your toes. If it's slightly forward of your toes, I would say it's still okay, but not grossly over, okay? And that's it. Hold it there. Hug the belly in nice and tight. Not that, not yet. So arms sweeping back. This is an arrowhead position. Then hands forward. Now I'm going to start to shift my weight forward and back. Okay? If you need to rest at any point of time, please do so. So as I sweep my arms back, I'm going to shift my weight towards my toes. My knees will go over the toes. Then as I sweep my hands forward, I drop my weight into my heels. Okay? So shifting forward to your toes or the ball of your feet. Then fingers forward. That's it. You got 3 more here. Now starting to notice how this creates a little bit more burn through your thigh muscles. Great. Now the next time you sweep your arms back, I'd like you to stay with your hands backwards, shifting weight onto the ball of your feet. Now friends who have perfectly fine and okay knees, I would say, if your knees are hurting, please don't do the next one, alright? If you're fine with it, heels lifted off, almost like you're peering off a cliff. Heels a little higher, find that balance. 1 more breath in here. Then as you exhale, start to lower the heels, stand up tall. That's it. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Breathe. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, cactus the arms. 1 more time, reach all the way up. Cactus your arms. Pull your elbows back, chest forward. Now we're going to interlace hands behind. So all 10 fingers interlacing. If you can touch the heels of your palms, go for it. If you can't, don't force, alright? Then push the knuckles down, presenting the chest forward. And if you're fairly flexible, you can actually float your fist off your bum. So you're going to feel the intensity just coming through. Take another breath in here. Then as you exhale, slowly, slowly release. Great work. Now this time we're coming on to a supported standing Pilates, only if you want it to be supported. You're welcome to have both hands on your hips if you don't need anything to support you, okay? But if you're roughly, I would say, you feel that balancing is not your forte, then please have a chair with you or stand close to a wall so you can actually hold on to it. Okay, so I'm going to use this chair as an example. Imagine that I'm holding the back of a normal chair. This is a high chair, as you can tell. All right. Now, stepping into your right foot, I'm your mirror image. Starting to lift your left knee up in front of your hips. Hold it here. Now, starting to notice hip bone to hip bone or pelvic bone to pelvic bone. It is in one straight line, so it's parallel to the ground. If I were to draw a line, okay, start to rainbow the knee towards the side. Come back towards the middle. That's it. So if you have a tendency to start to move and face your hips towards your left, can you keep it facing forward? So your thumb behind the right hip is going to keep it in place. All right? That's it. Again, at any point of time you feel like the movement is a little bit too much for you, you can take it a lot smaller. So I'm doing a small one like this as an example. But if you can go a little wider, go for it. Starting to feel the inner thigh stretch as well. Just creating a little bit more mobility through that thigh bone that joins into that hip socket. One more time here, breathing well. Coming forward. That's it. Now lift the knee up in front of the hip again. Stand up a little taller because if you are starting to bow forward or hunch forward, I'd like you to just grow a little taller through the crown of the head. Then from here, you're going to straighten the leg to any degree, rebend again. That's it. Keep going. Straighten the leg to any degree, then rebend. Nice and easy, okay? So perhaps you might want to lower the knee down if you find that straightening the leg is too much, so that when you straighten, your thigh still remains where it is, and that's perfectly fine. So every time you straighten the leg, notice that this muscle here is starting to tighten up. It's going to contract. This is your quad muscles, one of the bigger muscles in your body. Good work. Just extending the leg to any degree, rebend. One more time here, straighten, stay, and hold. So we're not leaning back, please. We are still standing up tall. In 3, in 2, listen, last one. Sweep the leg back a little bit. Now lean your chest forward slightly more. Okay? Now hands on your hips are squared towards the ground. Standing knee is not hyperextended, it's slightly bent. So keep the knee soft. We're going to lift that back leg up 1 inch, 2 inches. Bring it down again without touching the ground. Lift up. Bring it down. So it's a really small movement. From side profile, it looks something like this, okay? So all I'm doing is to squeeze the butt cheek in order to lift the leg up. So it is your left leg that's lifting up. So squeezing your left butt cheek. Then, is there such a word as unsqueezing it? Keep going. So squeezing and relaxing. Perhaps that's a more appropriate word, yeah? So squeezing and relaxing. That's it. Great work. Keep going. Keep going. So starting to just find that burn come into your buttocks, your glute, your left glute as you squeeze your glute. I cannot speak well today for some reason. Keep going. You got 2 more here. Now notice that you're starting to find that burn in the standing leg as well. 1 more, you're going to stay up and hold. Stay here. Small little circles. Point your toes. Almost like there is ink at the tip of your toes. You're drawing small little circles on a blank canvas that is just placed at the tip of your toes. Change direction. Let's go in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Listen. Knee in front of your hip again. Oh boy. Stay here. Hips pointing forward. Open the knee towards the side. Come back in. What? Why is this that we're not resting, right? Keep going. You're welcome, by the way. All the way through, just opening towards the side. Come back in. You got last 3 here. Nice. Last 2. Nice and easy. Now you got 1 more here. Okay. Opening knee towards the left. Come back in towards the middle. Step it down. Shake it out. Great work. So if you felt a lot of burn in this leg, which is your right leg because I'm your mirror image, it's perfectly legit, okay? Because that's how we should be feeling. Now, you can either just turn around to switch onto the other side, or shift the chair to the other end. I'll be shifting the chair so I'm not facing my butt to you, okay? So just allowing yourself to find a little bit more support. Now remember, friends who are not using support, you can always have your hands on your hips, okay? All right? Then starting to step onto your left foot. Come onto this knee, which is your right knee in front of the hip. That's it. Hold it there. So I'm doing unsupported for now. Watch me. I'm going to rainbow my knee or my toes, my thighs towards the side. Come back to the front. Tap it down. Okay? Now starting to notice that I am not turning my hips towards my left, which is your right. I have to keep saying that because I have to remind you I'm your mirror image, because I know for some of you, you'll be wondering why am I saying right leg when it's my left leg? Yeah. So it is your right leg that's moving right now. Just opening out towards the side so that thumb behind the hip is keeping it in place. Great work. Now come back towards the middle. Hold it there. Lift the knee up again. Breathe. Again, if you need support, remember you can hold on to a back of a chair, or if you're beside the wall, hand on the wall. Okay? Straighten the leg to any degree. Come back in. Side profile. I'm straightening the leg without leaning back. So this is leaning back. Don't lean back. I'm just straightening, then rebending. If you find that this is too much for you, here is your option. Okay? You can lower the knee down, then straighten, rebend. So I want it to have a certain amount of challenge for you instead of making it super easy. Create that lactic acid burn. Starting to contract your quad muscles in your right thigh. Just growing a little taller through the crown of your head. Chest is open, nice and proud. Shoulders melting away from your ears. One more time, you're going to straighten, stay and hold. If you're leaning back, please stand up a little taller. Stay there for 4, for 3, for 2, listen, sweep the leg back, lean forward. So side profile, okay? From the crown of my head to my tiptoes, it's actually one straight line, all right? It's not this, yeah? So it's not this as well. I want to see one straight line, okay? So present that very long spine, hold it there. Squeezing your right butt cheek to lift the leg up, halfway down. That's it, keep going. So starting to just feel into that right butt cheek, you're squeezing, then relaxing as your leg comes down. That back leg is straight, your hips are squared, not splaying towards the side. Just be mindful of that. And of course, your standing knee, which is your left knee, is soft. It is not completely locked. Breathing well. That's it. Nice. Great work. You got last 4. Last 3. 2 more here. Last one. Hold it up for the next as you lift. Stay there. Reach your toes nice and long, then small little circles. It is not an ankle rotation. This is an ankle rotation. It's one leg stirring through the thigh bone. Then change direction. I know. In 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're not done yet. Standing up tall, knee in front of the hip again, either supported or unsupported, opening the right knee out towards the side, come back in again, all right? Feel that height through the crown of the head. Please don't hunch. You're nice, standing up nice and tall. You're feeling strong, feeling proud. You got 3 more here, that's it. Last 2. If your standing leg is burning, you're welcome. Last one. Now step down, shake it out. Well done. Great work. Okay, still on a little bit of balancing posture. You can still continue to use the chair. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do crunches to work that crisscross muscle as we're standing. So I'm just going to show you how it's going to be done. Alright, so if you're using the chair, hand is light on the chair. You're going to lean forward like this. Notice that my spine is long instead of rounded. So long spine, all right? Now stepping onto your left foot, I'm in the same direction as you, meaning I'm going to extend my right leg. It is also your right leg, okay? Now friends who are using the wall, I'm not too sure how you can do this, but perhaps you have to hold on to the wall on the side like this if you're using the wall without the chair. Friends who are doing unsupported, you're going to have your hands on the hips. Then when you're ready, extend the left hand forward. So it's the left hand extended forward, right leg reaching back. Chest and hips are squared towards the front. Okay, get ready. Knee and elbow to touch. So you want to crunch it in, then come into extension again. If you're starting to lose your balance, you can tap your right toes on the mat like what I'm doing. Okay, then you curl in slightly only, then extend back out again. But I want to see a rounded spine as your knee and elbow comes towards each other, then a long spine as you reach your left fingers forward, right toes back. So starting to feel again into your abdominal muscles, and you're still balancing on that left foot. Great work. Left knee is soft, it's not hyperextended. So the extension is equally as important as the crunch. You got 2 more here. Nice. This is your last one. We're going to crunch it in. Can we try to stay in? Hold it here for 4, for 3, for 2. Listen carefully. 1 more. Right heel on left knee. We're coming to a figure of 4. Bend and sit a little bit lower. So unsupported fingers reaching forward. Supported fingers onto the back of the chair or hand holding onto the wall. Left hand on the hip. Okay? Stay there. Breathe. So many options for you to work with. So it doesn't mean that if you're at home that it's very hard to work out. We can use everything that you have at home to create that, I would say, that conducive environment for you to work out. That's it. 1 more breath in here. Slowly release. Great work. We're going to change to the other side. So lean forward first, lengthen through your spine, okay? Fingers on the chair or hand on the wall or hands on the hips unsupported. Then you're going to stick your left leg back, all right? If you need to tap the left toes down first, by all means, please go ahead. But don't open up the hips towards the left. Your hips still face towards the front of the mat, okay? Now right hand reaches forward beside the ear, not in front of your face. So this is beside the ear, this is in front of the face. I want you to reach up. So the bicep is beside the right ear. Ready? Knee and elbow to touch. And extend. So friends, doing unsupported, you might need to go much slower because there's a lot of balancing involved, okay? But if you have your left hand on a chair or maybe on a wall, then you have a little bit more, I would say, stability to work with, but you're still working hard. Keep going. Remember, the extension is so really important, yeah? You got 5 more here. So lengthen, then crunching in. Right knee is soft, everybody. Please feel into your right foot centers, that 3 points. You got 3 more here. My right leg is burning for some reason. Last 2, okay? So crunch it in. Not an easy class today, right? Now, next one, crunch and hold. Stay here. Hold it there in 3, in 2. Last one, left heel on right knee, figure of 4 squat. Unsupported, sweep your hands forward. Supported, hands onto the back of the chair or hand onto that wall that you're supporting yourself with. Stay there for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, release. Shake it out. Well done, guys. So starting to notice that heat that you may have created in your body. Nicely done. I'm going to set the chair aside because that's not what we need right now, so it doesn't block me. Now, take an in-breath. I'm walking towards the back of my mat. Then as I exhale, release. 1 more breath in here. Inhale, arms all the way up. Then as you exhale, hands down, chin towards chest. Simple Pilates roll down. Please soften your knees as much as you need to. Okay, we're going to roll up and do it again. So starting to stack your spine from lower spine, mid spine, upper spine, back of the skull. Take a breath in. Nice energetic arms up. Exhale, hands down. Then take another breath in here as you exhale, chin towards your chest. Slowly roll that spine down. Now this time, fingers onto the mat right in front of your toes. Now hang the head down. There is no need to look onto the mat. Notice if I'm looking on the mat, the back of my neck has a lot of tension. Okay, so chin towards your chest. Maybe look at your toes. Maybe look at your ankles, your heels, or in between your kneecaps. All right. Now left fingers in the middle. Right fingers reaches up. You want to straighten right leg, but bend left knee a lot. Right fingers down. Rebend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. Left hand up. Now, if you're struggling with this, here's an option. Elbows can be on the knees instead of fingers on the ground, so you're more lifted. So when you reach your right arm up, straighten right leg, your left knee is still bent, then come down with your right elbow on right knee. This is your option, okay? Friends who can have your fingers on the ground, please go ahead with your fingers on the ground. But I want you to start to notice, alright? Every time you reach one arm up, can you stack the shoulders up? So if I'm reaching my right arm up, my right shoulder is stacking above my left, and come back down. Every time you reach up, when you straighten that same leg, can you feel the stretch behind the thigh, that hamstring stretch? So I'm giving you all these cues because I really do not support anyone doing this by just following how I look and just copying. That's just copying. I rather you actually feel into the move, the objectives of the move. What does this move actually want you to feel? Then you work accordingly, alright? That is the best way to work efficiently and to also prevent injuries. Come back down. That's it. One more time. This is the last one. Left hand reaching up, left leg straight, both elbows on the knees or fingers onto the ground. Now, friends with elbows onto the knees, try to slowly reach your fingers to the ground. Everyone, you're going to walk forward into a plank position. We're going to start to move down towards the mat for the next half of the class, all right? So all 10 fingers spread out wide. One more breath in here, squeeze bum, lengthen through the crown of the head forward. Then as you exhale, tap both knees down onto the mat, straighten out again. That's it. You got 4 more here. Tap both knees down, then straighten, lift the back of the knees up again. Great. 3. Good. Last 2 here. Just tapping the knees down. Nice. One more time, tap the knees down. Straighten the legs, hold it there in plank. In 3, in 2, last one, downward facing dog. So press into all 4 corners of your palms. You're sending your chest closer towards your thighs. Friends who actually attend my classes, you're welcome to just layer on any of the moves that you've learned in Pilates or yoga. But eventually, we're going to meet in stillness in a downward facing dog. Okay? Get ready. Right leg floats up, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, knee towards your nose. You're going to do this 3 times, all right? Right leg up again, 3-legged dog. Send your chest towards your left thigh. Knee towards your nose. Shift the weight forward over your wrist. This is your last one here. Right leg up, knee towards your nose. Hold it there for 1 more extra breath. Then step your foot in between the palms. That's it. So if your foot lands here, right behind your palms, what can you do? Right hand grabbing onto right ankle, you can slowly walk the foot forward until you can actually frame your right foot with your fingers or your hands. Now, here is where it gets a little tricky because if you find that you're starting to pike your buttocks up like this, I want you to wiggle the left toes back until it's a pretty long stance, okay? You can use blocks to frame your right foot. So I'm going to give you an example so that you don't feel like you don't have an example to follow. So here it is. I'm using blocks at level 2. This is level 1. You are welcome to use level 1. I find it more helpful because I can grip onto level 2. Or if you prefer, level 3 is the highest, okay? But if you're using level 3, there's a tendency to do this. Watch my shoulders. Don't hang in your shoulders. I still want you to be fairly lifted, okay? So don't hang. This is hanging. I want you to puff the shoulders. So no depression between the shoulder blades. Stay there. In 4, breathe. In 3, last 2 here. 1 more, listen. Left knee to tap the mat 5 times. Ready? Let's go. Left knee taps down. Now skip this, especially if you find that doing this actually makes you feel that your knees are quite unstable or if there's a sharp pain. Alright? You got 3 more here. We're working into the legs a lot, right? Last 2. 1 more here. Breathe well. Great. Lifting up, hold it there. Now from there, we're going to come into a wide-legged squat by walking your hands or with the blocks towards your left, your left, your left. So we're trying to parallel the feet. I'm facing you right now. Toes in the same direction, okay? Hold it there. Now from here, lift the heels up, Drop the heels in. You're coming into a squat position. Hands on your hips. Slowly rise up. Hold it there. Extending through your arms. Breathe well. Nice and easy breath. This time round, we're going to helicopter chest towards the right. Come back towards the center. Then to your left. We've done this in the warm-up, yes? But with cactus arms. This time, we're extending our arms. Thank you for changing the screen. If not, I will be squatting very low. Keep going, turning chest to the right, then to the left. Nice. So I have a crew in the studio that work with me. They are in charge of the sound that you hear, the microphone, and also the screen that you're watching. Okay? So special thanks to them. Keep going, facing your chest to the right. Come back to the middle, to your left. Come back to the middle. You ready? Straighten both legs. Plant your palms down. That's it. We're coming back to the ground. Okay? We might move up later. Hold it there with or without the block. Starting to notice that stretch through the back of your thighs. One more breath in here. We're going to start to frame your right foot. So walk towards the top of the mat again. You might want to bring your blocks along with you. I can forget sometimes. Then drop your left knee down. Great work. Untuck the toes. This time, that left block, plant it down. Or if you don't have blocks, just left palm onto the mat. Okay? Then right hand reaches way up. Feel that nice twist. Great work. One more breath here. As you exhale, right hand down. Listen carefully. Straighten the right leg to any degree. So if you're without blocks, you can just drag your fingers along the mat. Or if you have blocks, even better, drag the blocks back along with you. If you need a little bit more help, please take it to level 3. Trust me, this is a lot easier than having it at level 2. Okay? You decide. But don't sit your bum on your left heel. Your hips is above your left knee. So you might need to wiggle the right foot forward as well. So just starting to find that stretch through the back of your right thigh. Flex your toes up towards the ceiling. Now here's where it gets a little bit more intense. This is optional. This is by no means compulsory. You can walk your hands on the outside of your right foot. So I'm going to walk the hands on the outside of the right foot, just like this. Immediately you should feel a bigger stretch. Again, you can be at level 3, okay? So level 3 might be a little bit more comfortable, but still has that certain element of challenge. Flex the toes up towards the ceiling. We stay here for 2 more breaths. Great work. Now walk the blocks back, framing the right foot. Bending the right knee. If you wiggle the right foot forward, drag the right heel in slightly. Loose the blocks, palms onto the mat, step back into plank position. So left knee must come up, plank position. Now, if you need to drop your knees down, please do so. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now, reach your hands towards your toes. Chin is lifted, chest is lifted. Then thighs lifts off. Maybe everything goes a little higher. Stay there for 4. That's it. In 3. Last 2. Listen, one more time. As you inhale, reach hands forward like Superman. Palms facing down. Start to pedal your arms and your legs. Swimming. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So starting to move really quickly with your arms and legs. I'm coming up to speak to you because I cannot speak when I'm doing swimming. Keep going. Pedal your legs and arms. Not just arms and arms only or legs only. Counting down in 4, in 3, last 2, last 1. Push back, child's pose. So butt cheeks all the way back towards your heels. Extend your hands forward. Forehead onto the mat. If your forehead cannot touch the mat, you are welcome to stack one fist over the other or one palm over the other. Then just lay your head on the back of your fist. Then just breathe. Awesome work. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Now slowly come back up, palms down, tabletop position, tuck toes. Downward facing dog is where we're going to meet. We're going to repeat the same thing on the left leg. Ready? Float the left leg up 3 times, knee towards your nose, shift forward, crunch in. That's it. 2 more here. Shift forward, crunch in. Last one. Shift forward, take an extra breath first. Step your foot in between your palms. You can use the blocks or not, okay? Again, if you're using the blocks, if you're at level 3, please don't hinge into your shoulders. I want you to start to use a lot more muscles in your upper body and also your legs, of course, to feel lifted instead of having to sink down towards the earth all the time. So gravity is always pulling us down. It is the muscles that's keeping us upright. So use them, work them, make them strong. Breathe well. Nice and easy. Now listen very carefully. I'll be facing my bum to you, okay? Into a wide-legged forward fold soon, alright? But before that, we're going to tap the right knee down onto the mat. You ready? Let's go. In 5, bring it up. In 4, bring it up. In 3, bring it up. Last 2 here. Nice. Last one. Knee lifting off the mat. Then you're going to walk towards the right side of the mat. Parallel your feet. Wide-legged. Now lift the heel up. Heel coming inwards. Bend the knees. Hands onto your hips. Then you're going to rise up, alright, into a squat position. Make sure you're stepping on the outside of your feet a little bit more. Extend your arms parallel to the ground. Lean your shoulders back. Remember when we did the wide-legged squat? I always reminded you, it's not about bowing forward. It's about leaning back onto an imaginary wall that comes into place right now. Okay? Now turn your chest towards the back of the mat. Come back towards the middle. Then towards the top of the mat. So I'm not asking you to rotate your arms like what I'm doing right now. It is your heart or your chest that actually faces right-left, and you don't want to take the opposite knee along with you. So I'm facing towards the left, my right knee doesn't collapse in. Same concept that we did right at the beginning of the class, so that was a primer. Start to notice all these things about your body, what it actually tends to do. That's it. You got 3 more here. Nice. Last 2. Facing towards the back of the mat. Facing middle to the top of the mat. Come back towards the middle. Last one here. Nice. This time, plant your palms down. Parallel your feet. Straighten your legs. Stay there just for a few moments. Find a stretch through your hamstrings. Then walk your hands to frame your left foot. That's it. Ready? Right knee comes down. Plant your right palm down. If you have the block, you can always flip the block to level 1. Alright? Then left hand reaches up. And that's it. Great work. So opening up through your chest. Nice and easy. Breath in through your nose. The exhale out through your mouth. Great work. Now the next time you exhale, left hand down, straighten the left leg to any degree. So I typically find that if I straighten just straight away, you will notice that I'm almost sitting on my right heel. So I like to wiggle my left foot forward, then straighten my left leg. Okay? If you need the blocks again, please by all means do so. I know a lot of people feel that using blocks kind of makes you feel as if you're a beginner, but honestly, that's so far away from the truth. And also, it's okay if I'm known as a beginner, why not? So whenever we work into the mind and body, let's not bring along our egos. Because if we're working according to our egos, then we may not start to feel what our body actually needs. We're consistently trying to fit into what others think. Take a moment to feel that breath. If you like to, walk your hands on the outside of your left leg. Great. Oh boy, can you feel that big stretch through your hamstrings and the outside of the thigh? Now come back towards the middle again, frame the left foot, re-bend the left knee. Then wiggle the left foot back. If you wiggle it forward, palms down, right knee off the mat, step back into plank position. We're going to lower down, so if you need to drop down to your knees, please do so. In 4, in 3, last 2, 1 more. Now interlace hands behind you. Push your knuckles towards your heels. Lift the chest, lift the thighs off the mat. Look forward. Oh boy, that's it. Great. I'm going to attempt to speak when I'm in this position, okay? Which is really hard. So if you're breathing well, you're going to start to notice that you're rocking forward and back on your belly because your belly bloats, or at least your ribs bloat as you inhale. Now, if you want to go a little further, Curl your heel to your bum, grab onto your foot on the outside or inside. Kick your feet into your fingers, lift a little higher. Stay there for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Palms down, push back into child's pose. Well done, guys. If this doesn't heat you up, I don't know what else will. Breathe. Nice and easy breath in through your nose. The exhale is out through your mouth. Now slowly rise up. We're going to sit on our bum and we're going to lay ourselves down. Okay? So feet flat onto the mat. Hands reaching forward, just slowly allowing your spine to settle down. Hands overhead. All right? Now bend the knees a little bit more. Step your feet firmly onto the mat. Hands behind your head. So your hands are interlacing, or your fingers are interlacing behind the back of your skull. Your arms are going to help you to support the weight of your head, but it is not going to be an extra force to crunch yourself up, okay? Or to yank your head up. Ready? Nose to chest is like a crunch. Now my arms are behind, like I said, to support the weight of my head. So that the back of the neck, it doesn't take on too much of that weight. So I want you to start to focus on your upper abdominals, lifting your shoulders off the mat. Keep going. Breathing well. Curling yourself up. Let's go for another 3 more minutes, okay? Then we'll end. Nice and easy. You got 4 more here, just curling yourself up, uncurling. And 3 more here. Last 2. Just curling yourself up, stay, hold it there. For 4, for 3, for 2, don't lay down just yet. Right leg up to tabletop, left leg up to tabletop. Stay here, breathe well. Now when you're ready, stretch your legs up towards the sky. We end off with 16 pulses upwards. You ready? Reach your fingers up. Here we go. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hug your knees in. Well done, guys. Just rock yourself side to side. So we'll be just cooling down and ending off pretty soon. Hopefully that first part of the class, before we laid down, gave you an idea of how to create a little bit more sweat and heat in your body. Okay, when you're ready, chin up towards your chest, rock forward and back, simple rocks, or rolling like a ball. Then sit up. Coming into a cross-legged position, facing forward, okay? If you want to sit on a block, you're more than welcome to, but I suggest drawing your heels closer towards your groin. Hands on your thighs. Nice. It's a pretty quick class today, right? Take an inhale, sweep both arms up. As you exhale, take a twist to your right arm, your mirror image. So your left fingers on outer right thigh, just looking and spiraling your heart more towards the right. Keep your fingers on the outside of your right thigh. Just face forward first. Arm up. So it is your right arm. Side bend towards the side. Next time you inhale, both arms up, sit up tall. As you exhale, twist towards your left. Facing your chest more towards your left. That's it. As you breathe in next, keep your fingers on the outside of your left thigh. Just face forward, left arm up, side bend to the left. One more breath in here, arms all the way up. As you exhale, hands behind you, interlace all 10 fingers. Push your knuckles down, present your chest forward. Take another breath in through your nose. Then as you exhale, release. 3 breaths with me, very simple ones. Hands on your thighs. Inhale, sweep arms up, lengthen. Exhale. 2 more here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Last one. Take a breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Hands onto your thighs. Well done, guys. I know it's a pretty short class today, so I hope that was pretty intense. It is no longer a basic Pilates class, but a more, I would say, intermediate one. Or beginners to intermediate, I would say. So if you want to do a basic Pilates class with all the cues that I've given you today, if they sound very foreign to you, I do suggest watching the videos maybe 2 months back where I started with very basic Pilates, where the cues are quite consistent. What is 3-foot centers? What is hip width apart? Things like that. Okay? So until next time, I hope to see you again next week. Remember, consistency is good for you. Okay? See you then. Bye.